Welcome, viewers! It is I, your host, Luigi, and welcome back to the Wide Void. Today is a joyous and long-awaited video, as I'm sure you read the title, so I'm not going to beat around the bush. You know why we're all here 7 months later. Seems like every 7 months something like this just magically pops up, and today just happens to be the Sayori Nendoroid. It's finally that time, folks. We got our last 2 members, and we can finally finish what we have started, or at least I can. But first up, I decided we're going to start with Sayori, and I will be saving Yuri for last, for special reasons. But for now, we've got this little bundle of joy to take a look at. Now, I know back when I first did a reaction video on this, I didn't have the greatest expectations for her, but you know, now I'm willing to wipe the slate clean. We're gonna forget that video exists for a minute, and we're gonna give her a fair shot to wow us in person. Alright, now the big old golden question, as everyone wonders, where can you get her? And I have an answer for you this time. So if you look on the Good Smile US shop, they actually just got their leftover stock like a few days ago, and it's already gone for both Sayori and Yuri, which was very fast. But if you go over to Ami, they currently have Sayori for sale right now. Honestly, it's a bit early to tell if she'll suffer the same fate Natsuki did, as she's not quite following her pattern. But since so many people do love Sayori, I could totally see it happening to her too. So if you're even considering getting this Nendoroid, probably just snatch her now to save yourself the trouble later. If I find any other places she's available at right now, I'll add them here. But mainly just keep checking your regular sites, and more stock should probably be coming fairly soon, if not at a little bit later time. Just keep an eye out for it. And it seems we have a cat assistant to join us on this jubilous day. This is Asher. I don't know if I've actually shown him in a review yet before, but he's here now! Oh, he's so happy! Oh, look how cute you are! Oh, honey. Oh, he's so happy. He loves his attention. Oh. Oh, little Ash. Oh, hey. Hey, but oh, good boy. Oh, good boy. Oh, yes, there's room for you to be cute. Oh. Oh, yeah? 2 cuties in the set. Alright, so now that we have that big question out of the way, I'm going to change things up just slightly because I wanted to show her pre-order bonus and the other goodies very first. I learned my lesson from the Natsuki experience. So that's why I would like to proudly show this baby. Oh! I also got this other free goodie with my order, as sometimes Good Smile offers exclusive pre-order campaigns for Nendoroids who go up for pre-order in a certain month, in which they basically gift you a free add-on as part of your purchase when it releases. Sayori happened to qualify for the September pre-order bonus campaign, so I received this free Nendoroid effects sheet pack that you can cut out and display with your Nendos to add cutesy emotes and backgrounds. Not bad, not the most exciting, but Sayori can go ahead and have them because heaven knows this girlie needs them. I also got this little thank you card from Good Smile, which I don't think I've ever gotten one of these before, but it's still nice. Not as nice as Ami because I would totally prefer an art print over this, but I'm not complaining as the gesture is nice to see. But yeah, all in all, not a bad extra little bundle of stuff I got from Good Smile. Alrighty, so we're just going to go ahead and we're going to open the pre-order bonus since we just talked about the packaging. Pull it out now. Ooh. And let's get this puppy out. Ooh, okay. Okay, there it is. Ooh, okay. Here is the bonus, ladies and gentlemen. And it's actually not too bad looking. I think it can come out of the hand actually, as it's a bit wiggly and oh, it can actually. That's pretty neat. The hand itself looks nice, as a, you know, that cute little grip, and the cookie is it's all right too. Kind of wish the inside was a bit more glossy to closer resemble those jelly tart cookies, as I think that's what they were going for. But I guess it's symbolic, at least, you know? I still stand by the chocolate chip cookie being a better choice, though. so both Nats and Sayo could use it. And while we're at it, let's give this a quick look as well. Alright, so here's all the little extra stands and bases they give us so we can prop these up. Oh dang, I don't think I can show this black one. It is so reflective. I just saw my own face in it. Not the most interesting thing, but that one's okay. This one's pretty cute though. As I was saying earlier, you basically just cut these out, put them on the bases with Nendoroids, and have a, cute little extra bit to go with them. And I'll for sure be doing some pictures with the girls with these. Okay, now that the side mission is over with, we can move on to the box. Right off the bat, Sayori's box immediately caught my eye when she popped out of the shipping box. I guess it surprised me due to the color palette, as I definitely wasn't expecting the route they chose, but these bright orange highlight colors they selected are definitely very striking, complement her fairly well. In fact, does this remind anyone else of the Sun Baby from Teletubbies? Like, maybe it's just me, but with this framing, I feel like she's just gonna pop up out of the horizon at any second. Sun Baby aside, I have to say, she actually looks super cute so far. And wow, Mr. Cow is a lot bigger than I thought he would be. Which is funny because Markov's actually tinier than I thought it would be, so. Moving on to the side of the box, I got quite the surprise as Good Smile chose to use this blue sunflower pattern over the sticky note theme of the plus wallpaper. I personally think they made the better call on using this pattern, but it was still shocking to see them break the box rule that the other three previously followed out of the blue like this. In fact, I think this is also the pattern they used for her Yutu's figure as well. Good stuff. And I love how the blue pops with the yellow. The only thing that kind of bugs me is the reuse of photos on the box display as they repeat way too often. I have no idea why they couldn't take a few more for her, but oh well. But I really love this box design, and it might stand out as my favorite of the four. It was a pleasant surprise that thwarted my expectations in the best way possible. So she has that going for her at least. Here is the top of the box. She's looking pretty forlorn, poor bun. And on the bottom of the box, we have her glitching out. I can't take any of her horror elements very seriously. They're just so freaking goofy, I'm sorry. Dang, Sarah's gonna give me cancer of all the people. This is the cause of cancer, folks, according to the state of California. Box time is over, and you know what time it is now? It's exacto time. Alright, there we go, we got it. And as always, one of my favorite parts with opening a Doki box. Okay, this one's actually kind of underwhelming. Like, I know she only had 2 choices, but could you not have used a pop-up face at least? So we could have had this one on the bottom and then the other on the top? Because it kind of underwhelms the fact to see it twice in the same spot like that. So, it doesn't hit as well as the first 2. Ooh. Oh wow, it's just pink. Okay. Dang, you're still in her blue? Oh, okay. They gave her a totally different background. Oh my goodness, why am I so freaking bamboozled by her? What witchcraft did you do? Oh my goodness. What? Why does she have so many different patterns? What the crap? Okay, first off, why did you include so many different patterns on the box? Like, I'm not mad, I'm just shocked, because she's going way out of line. She's disrupting our beautiful 4x4 way of life. But that's okay. I'll get more onto that in a second, but... Oh, wait, I guess we should look at the instruction manual first. So, here she is. We got some very unusual shapes. That looks like one of those Ghirardelli chocolates. Alright, let's see. What's the grand plan today, gang? That's new. Did they update the instructions for the sport arm? I don't remember it looking like that, but they possibly could have. Okay, we got some quadratic equations to swapping arm pieces. Hey, spoilers! Dang nabbit, spoilers! I can't show that just yet. And then here's the Japanese side, which is the same. Alright, and there you go. That's a quick look at the instruction book. Next up, we have something I was half expecting and half wasn't. We already knew at least the bedroom background was coming. It looks pretty nice, you know, has a very crisp print and all that, and a very nice, you know, rendition. I like it. I'll be eager to try it out later. And as an extra bonus, they gave her this unique sunshine with clouds pattern on both the top and the bottom flaps. So that's new. Normally they just follow the box pattern, which is why this startled me so much. It's a nice change of pace I can get behind. And flipping it over... What? I'm sorry, that genuinely caught me off guard. Like, wasn't this supposed to come with Yuri? Excuse me? But, I mean, there is an off chance that perhaps it came with both, but they neglected to mention that for some reason? Like, they had me all hyped for Yuri in particular for this, only to pull the rug on us? I'm bamboozled. I'm baffled. And I don't know what else to say, but there you go. We got the main menu screen either way. And it's so cute! Interesting to finally learn how this mechanic works. I was guessing maybe they would have two of these stacked in there, but it's just double-sided instead. Explains the loose optional part sheet. I might wait to save this for pictures till I get Yuri, because I really want all four before I take pictures with this. But for what we get now, this is adorable, and it makes my heart very happy. So now we're finally, after so many months of anticipation, we are going to see what her optional part sheet is. All I can say is, it better be good to compensate for her lack of accessories. Not saying that passive aggressively, but honestly, this is probably one of the few things she had going for her, just the sheer mystery surrounding her optional part sheet. So ready? On 3, 2, 1. What? Okay, so I'm both pleased and confused. Pleased on the one hand because she generally looks like she comes with a ton of very interesting items that are definitely personalized to her, similar to Natsuki. I'm also kind of disappointed at this point because several of these ideas I was thinking myself of potential accessories they could have modeled and given her, and yet we get them in paper? Like the juice, the toast? Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the paper crafts, but for something like that where she has little to no accessories, yet you planned this, like you blatantly knew you could have done this, yet you chose not to? Like, is that not a little lazy? Looking past my irkness, we have her journal, and oh, that's pretty cute. This is also a reference to her Plus wallpaper, so it's nice to see it in the flesh. But it's going to be a pain in the butt to cut out those freaking post-it notes. Dang nabbit. We got her poem. Ooh, I actually love the pattern they did on this. And, oh, we get a bolting board, it seems. Okay, not quite sure how that will work out, but it's very cute. And, oh, okay, so apparently this is how they're doing the faces. Smaller than I was expecting. But, you know, kind of goofy, kind of funny. I like them. Wow. So far, Sayori has taken me on a trip I did not expect tonight. We haven't even gone to the actual figure yet, so buckle up, everyone. Removing the top. Yeah. Here's the girl. Wow. Just wow. Alright, first off, we have to get Mr. Cow out of here. Look at him. Look at the boy. Oh, he's so cute. He reminds me of those little polymer clay creatures that like they make at baby showers or something, because he looks so simplistic, but really adorable and definitely fits the Nendoroid aesthetic. Seems to have a hand kind of stuck to him permanently. But honestly, yeah, very cute, very simple, but they did a good job on our boy, Mr. Cow. Okay, next up, we're going to move on to one of her arm parts. We have her little fist clench. It looks very cute, you know, like a... She could be hitting the nay-nay for all we know. It's like, yeah. I'm sorry, you're so slippery. But yeah, with these hands, she's jamming. Oh yeah, I can see it. Very nice set of arms. And next, gasp, they are just sleeves. So, not gonna be that person, but honestly, would it have killed them to add 2 more hands to this? Like, you had the sleeves, they have no hands. Just saying, it would have been a perfect spot for the shy finger. But they got these little buttons and stuff. And now we're gonna look at the sad faceplate because it's literally jumping out of the box. Oh, here's the sad faceplate. Dang, this is even more depressing in person, but that's fitting, you know, that works. That means it's a job well done. But yeah, I have to say, I do really love her eyes on the Nendoroid though. They are this beautiful blue. I feel like in the pictures they look more light blue, but in person it is a nice balance between a sky blue and then maybe a deep sapphire ocean blue on the top, which is very striking. I do like the little blush as well. That's very cute. Next up, we have probably the most controversial piece I want to talk about. And that is whatever the heck this unholy abomination is. What the crap is this Dark Souls mannequin Pinocchio-esque looking thing I'm looking at? Whoo! Okay, I see the horror now. This is, what the crap? Why is this generally so terrifying? When I knew that they would only include 2 faceplates, this is not what I was thinking when they were going to do the 3rd one. This is something else. Let's see, is this removable? Oh, this is removable. That means free blank faceplate, guys! Customizers, rejoice! Whoa, just take a minute. Just look at that. Just like really stare at that and think about your life choices. But in the meantime, this is the little glass screen we have. Okay, so it isn't enclosed by 2 panels like I was thinking. It just would slide in there like a little window thing, and that's okay. But honestly, if this is all you're doing, I am even more pissed we did not get the shy pose. I'm sorry, you guys in the comments, you're probably gonna be rolling your eyes. You're like, Luigi, get over it, move on, take the L. But no, I will not, because this is what this replaced. Look at this, look at this. Can you genuinely tell me? Okay, look. I'm gonna put this in. Look at this with a straight face and tell me, was this more deserving than a 3rd faceplate? I'm sorry, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm coping because I could have had the shy faceplate part, but I got this nightmare fuel. On the other hand, I will take it back that Sayori had no scary elements to her. Take the screen off, just let her have this. And I think that's scarier than anything else. Now it's time to move on to the actual figure, which I think this at least should be good. Come on out, girly. Oh, she be looking pretty cute. I'll give her that. Let's get you out of that plastic, my girl. Ooh. Oh, look at that hair sculpt, guys. Oh, that hair sculpt is fire. But of course, I expect nothing less from Chibi. Alrighty, she is plastic free. And look at her. She is beautiful. Oh wow. She's generally very beautiful in person, I will admit. Honestly, the hair is the most surprising thing, as really all this detailed sculpt is all in the bangs, so all these scruffles, including the big beautiful bow. I'm loving it. We're digging it. Though on the back of the hair, it's surprisingly rather smooth. I don't know, I was expecting a little more scruffle, I would think, in the back, you know, considering, you know, she doesn't comb out her hair too often, but I think I would have maybe liked to see a little bit more scruffle in the back. At least from the front, it's rather impressive, so that's probably why the pictures only showed the front. Of course, I'm not faulting Chibi. I love the sculpt. I just found that an interesting observation. And I will say that the hair gradient looks super good on Sayo, especially on these bangs, as it helps them to really pop. So here is the uniform. The texture here, ooh, that's very nice. Other than that, you know, she's got the same articulation pretty much, you know, as all the others. She's got the stockings. Yeah, honestly, I didn't have as much to talk about with her as I thought I did, but she's got a nice neck. But other than that, I do think she's a very adorable little sculpt, and Chibi did a beautiful job as always. Okay, so we're just gonna leave her there to rest for a moment, because we have to get her extras down here at the bottom of the box. Here is the stand and the extras. I can confirm she comes with no extra pieces. That's it. That is it. Okay. All right, and for our bonus round, she comes with one of these little stands to hold the text boxes. She comes with an extra neck pig. We got a real special one today, guys. And then here's her base. It looks like the standard sized one, so yeah, nothing too crazy going on there. Okay, so this is all we got. On one hand, I know I shouldn't be surprised, but on the other, I genuinely am. Like, what the crap, girlie? They did you so dirty. Honestly, looking at what we got now, there 100% could have been room for a third faceplate and another pose. But I'm a little underwhelmed, if that, to say the least. I mean, don't get me wrong, what we do get is cute. I do think the faceplates are very nice. The figure herself is very adorable. I'm kind of sad at all the potential she could have had. You know, for what we get, she's an alright Nendoroid. I guess the price is justified for how little we get, and it's not like there hasn't been thought put into it. There has been. Just looking at the whole contents as a whole, it's rather underwhelming, at least compared to Monika and Natsuki, which, they stole the budget. I still stand by that. I guess since we looked at all the pieces, there's nothing left to do except pose time and pictures. So, yeah, we're going to move on to that now. But real quick, before we get that segment, I forgot I actually wanted to do a little reunion. So that's why Sayori and other girls, look who I have found. I have found another one. I've had another one in your group. Ta-da! Guys, the dream is so close to being real. But look at them all. Ah! They do look very cute together. Honestly, also like this, it just made me realize they all have the same expression practically. They all have the slightly open mouth and they just, I don't know, they just look so happy. I didn't realize how similar all these faceplates look, but I cannot see it now. Oh, and hey, here's Franco. Hello, buddy. What you doing looking at my lights? Hello, buddy. We got 2 cat appearances today. Oh, hey, here's Ashback, the 2 broskies. Oh, yes. Oh, Franco, he's so beautiful. Oh, yes, he loves the prance. Yeah, you two having fun? First up for pose time today, we have Sayori's classic main menu look, minus a slight leg adjustment because I cannot get them to cooperate for the life of me. Overall, it's a simple yet sweet pose that shows off her bouncy nature and that clenched fist thingy that she often does. I quite like it. Second up, we have Sayori's plus main menu pose, and it looks cuter in person than I thought it would. It's more laid back than the first, but I actually much prefer the slight adjustments the Nendoroid has made to this pose compared to the original artwork. It's always looked a bit off to me, as it's an awkward pose even for her, but I find the adjustments made here still capture that feeling they wanted, yet make her less stiff and more approachable looking. So it gets a win in my book for once. Next, we have probably one of the most highly anticipated poses, and that is the holding Mr. Cow pose. This pose isn't referencing a certain sprite or anything, but it's just meant to be a cute display option so Sayori can show off her beloved cow plushie. Makes me reminiscent of Natsuki's cupcake pose in that aspect. A keeper for sure. It's probably my favorite of these poses. I just wish it wasn't so dang fiddly to assemble in the first place. Those hands gave me so much trouble. You're lucky you're cute, Mr. Cow. And while I'm at it, here's what this pose looks like in front of her bedroom background as it showed in the picture, so you get the general idea. Next we have her sad smile pose, which I think was supposed to reference this sprite, but I accidentally made this variation instead while trying to spice it up since it looked a bit bland. This pose wasn't specifically advertised, but hey, here's a secret new pose idea that you can use for no extra cost! Other than that, I do really like how the sad face plate looks in use, and depending on how you look at it, you can have multiple different meanings other than sorrow. Now we're moving on to her glitch/air faceplates, and they are very, very weird. I think they both suffer from having the pop-up idea lost in translation somewhere, as unlike the promo images, they do not take up the whole window, and we are instead left with this large, obnoxious border. This doesn't really look that great on display in my opinion due to how small it is and just weird framing. And it looks pretty tacky, actually. You know, just looking at it head on. Also doesn't help knowing that this is what replaced a perfectly valid faceplate option for the third slot. But at least it's spooky without the window though, so that's kind of fun. As for the error pop-up pose, I feel this one is a little better just because the window is a pop-up within itself, so the whole border thing doesn't look as bad with it on. It's still not the best, but I feel this pop-up piece is just cuter than the glitch one in general, so it stands a better chance, especially when paired with this surprised pose, as it seems even Sayori is startled by what has happened. I will give Good Smile some creativity points at least, even if it didn't turn out all the way. They did something, they tried.
But wait, there is one more pose I need to show.
So this one isn't actually included in this set. This is one I did on my own because, as you can probably tell by now, I'm very upset we do not get the shy pose. And I couldn't live with myself if I did not get to see it in Nendoroid form. So I went ahead and I took matters into my own hands. So I've created a DIY version, let's just say. But no matter how this pose actually turns out, just let it be on record that I made more of an attempt on this than Good Smile did, so I'm going to take that flex with honor.
So, for the moment we've all been waiting for. Alright, here we go. This is my shy pose. It looks so stupid. Okay, so I know this isn't a one-for-one reference to, what it normally looks like over here, but I was limited with what I had, okay? I was working with pre-existing items. I have no experience customizing faceplates. I didn't really have the time or money to commission a custom one, but this is the best I could do on a budget. Yeah, while it's not a one-for-one scale reference, I feel like they capture the same emotion, you know? They have the same vibe, and with this, I was going for a feeling, channeling a feeling, because I couldn't capture it physically. So that's why I picked this one. And it kind of works. She looks like a ditto or something, but unironically, I kind of love this. This might replace Mr. Cow, actually.
If any of you are curious as to which parts I used for this custom pose, the hands I stole from Toga herself, hope she didn't need them for anything, and the faceplate comes from the Nendoroid More Face Swap Good Smile selection pack, which I bought as a single. I got all these unique pieces from a nice little hobby store called Chippy Chop Shop, which is a small business that specializes in selling Nendoroid parts exclusively. If you've never heard of them, I recommend go giving them a look. They have a lot of neat things over there.
Yo, she just slides on his ass. Ayo. Where's your cookies?
Also, just wanted to clarify, she is not compatible with Natsuki's legs. I was very curious about this for several months, but due to the jacket and the leg gap, when you try to slide it down, it gets stuck, so we have an answer now.
Unless I guess you do that, but then like half her freaking back is missing, so that's kind of weird. However, she surprisingly is compatible with Monika's legs, which, I mean, I guess I'm not too surprised considering it still fits within the dimensions, but well, that's awesome. It's also not too great, you know, considering she has the special legs. So unless, I don't know, she's hiding behind a table, it's not gonna look too believable unless this is presidential Sayori.
Alright, now that we have the poses out of the way, let's take a quick closer look at our optional parts that I've already taken the liberty of cutting out off camera. I have to say, this one wasn't as hard to cut out as I was expecting. In fact, I think I actually got through these way easier and faster than the previous two. Guess I can chalk that up to all the valuable practice I got with Monika and Natsuki. Except that piece of toast. I freaking hate that toast. Here are all the text box options. Here is his bolting board, which is nice, but I now realize how awkward of an optional part this is considering there's no stand for it to hover on. So, like, how is it supposed to be used exactly? I mean, luckily I got an arm piece from the bonus pack area, which I think will work for this, but just trying to display it alone, it's kinda awkward and useless, is it not? But at least the details look really nice, especially the Mr. Bird doodle. Next up we have the little diary / journal thing, which I have neglected to put pages in yet, so sorry about that. I actually really like the detail on this one. It's simple, but there are tons of little sticky notes on the edges, which actually weren't as hard to cut out as I was expecting. The best way to get through this one is just block out these little shapes on the sides, and then go back in and refine it instead of doing it all in one go. This little pin at the top might give you some trouble as it's a bit tricky, but other than that, it's a cute little paper craft. Funnily enough, out of all these, the toast was the hardest for me to cut out, as you can see because the edges are kind of jacked up at the top. Apparently, I can't cut out curves well, which sucks. Honestly, this craft would have been 100 times better as its own sculpted accessory than a piece of paper. Because I mean, come on, if girl gets the munchies, this isn't going to sustain anyone. Definitely my most hated prop piece of all time. Congratulations. Here's her exclusive poem for this set, and in Sayori fashion, includes many of her motifs and the thoughtful writing style she usually writes in. I love the special paper on this one with all the clouds and stars, and of course, Mr. Cow. He is never far from our thoughts. And here is the infamous apple juice bottle. Okay, so while this one wasn't very hard to cut out, assembling it was another thing entirely. Looking at the bottom, for example, you can't tuck in the flat piece as it's the length of the whole bottom already, so what's the point for that? And the bottle top, a nightmare to figure out. Like, maybe I'm just dumb, but generally I struggled with this for like a good 10 minutes trying to figure out how to glue the dang top together. I couldn't do it in the end, as it just will not work with the dimensions they tell you to cut out. I just had to glue the top over and call it a day, so sorry if it looks like crap. I did try, but I can't see any way to fix it. But at least the details are nice, I guess. But honestly, my main question is, why didn't they make this a sculpted prop either? It would have looked 100 times better as a physical prop, so it's kind of a waste too in the end. And last but not least, we have the two little slides that go in her glitch and pop-up faceplate. The glitch slide is pretty neat looking up close. It has a kind of fuzzy effect to make it look very glitchy, and it features little bits of all the Nendoroid concept art, which I think is a fun callback to their announcement days. As for the pop-up slide, I actually kind of love this one. It's just so tiny in person that it becomes adorable despite context. Both of these pieces are made up of plastic, which I would have loved to see something similar for the text box option, so they could have been a little nicer, so more utilization of this would have been nice. Alright, so now it's time for my final thoughts, and for this I made sure to take a good few days to sit down, reflect, and evaluate before making my conclusion, so I don't sound quite as crazy as I did in the unboxing. I will start by saying that I did have a great time on this unboxing. Despite what it may have sounded like, she genuinely took me through so many twists and turns, just like a choose your own adventure book, which was something I wasn't expecting from her. Plus, I loved getting to share my blind reaction with y'all, as I think the secrecy was one of the best things about Sayori's release. It was a fun trip, even if the Nendoroid isn't perfect, and so I can't fault her for anything there. Moving on from that, though, it's a bit conflicting, as on the one hand, Sayori is a very bare-bones Nendoroid, even for her $40 Nendoroid standard. She comes with not even the basic essentials of the average Nendoroid, and she has several good ideas present, but no one bothered to fully utilize them, robbing her of potential. But on the other hand, I do feel she is quite cute as is, and probably not many people care about the injustices as I do. For the most part, Sayori is an okay Nendoroid. I wouldn't classify her as a great Nendoroid, but she does the job okay. When compared to Monika or Natsuki, though, she just can't hold a candle to them, and the only areas she's on par with is Natsuki's bang sculpt or optional part sheet. Compared to my reaction video, I only feel like two of my main points still stand and show what really holds Sayori back, and those are, no surprise, the underutilized faceplate and the lack of accessories. The pieces were all laid out in front of us, So it really frustrates me that they couldn't have gone the extra little few baby steps to use what they were going to give us anyway. With the third faceplate, I had no idea they would just give us like a blank faceplate for one plastic piece? What a waste for the most expressive doki! I can think of 2 ways they could have kept the functionality of this idea and had given us the third faceplate to boot. And while each does technically have their drawbacks, it would have been worth it so we could have had more options. Heck, that would have equaled like 5 faceplates altogether. As for the accessories, I do remember discussing the idea with a few commenters on the reaction video, and most of us came to the same ideas of either the juice box, a crayon box, or some sort of breakfast food. Turns out we weren't far off as we got 2 for 3, but why were they paper? The toast being a piece of paper is by far the worst optional part yet, and the apple juice is just so frustrating to put together. Why waste those ideas for small accessories when she has hardly none to begin with? It would have been hardly nothing extra to the price tag, and at least made Sayori seem a little more impressive. Like, come on, how cruel was it to trap Sayori in a box for 7 months with no munchies to eat? Looking past my main critiques, though, Sayori still does have quite a few good qualities as well. As always, the sculpt is really well done, Sayo is adorable, and the charm is captured beautifully in this figure form. The faceplates we do get do look very nice, and the print is, as always, very vibrant and crisp. The box design is lovely and my favorite thus far. The optional parts details are very creative and stand out. The double-sided background is neat, even if I feel like it takes away from Yuri a bit. And of course, Sayori's meme potential is off the charts. I'm sorry, Monika, I think someone's coming for that title. She could have been a great Nendoroid that stood out on her own compared to the likes of Monika or Natsuki, with a few tweaks, but alas, we shall never see that day, unless you do it yourself. Honestly, I have quite warmed up to her due to being able to share other parts from my collection with her to flesh out her personality more. She is great for silly faceplates, and if you're creative enough, you can give her the items she lacks, too. I would say Sayori's an android that thrives if you have more than one in your collection. As if you get the other dokis, you can use their arms and hands to cover her there. Or you can use other Nendoroid's unique faces to give her more personality. It makes me sad for the average consumer who probably wouldn't go to such lengths for this Nendoroid though. But at the end of the day, if you love Sayori, love the game, or you just love cute Nendoroids, Sayori should be just fine for you and you probably won't care. I'm still glad to have her despite what she lacks, and I'm happy to have her in my collection. And at the end of the day, it's not about what I think, it's about them. They deserve to be together after all this time, so no matter what I say, the reunion is all the reward I need at this point. And with that, wraps up all I have to say today. As always, thank you so much for tuning in today and watching the video to this point. I can't believe we only have 1 doki left now, and then this journey is over. But I will do my very best to finish the series out strong, so if you liked what you saw and would like to tune in for the next thrilling installment, now would be a great time to leave a like, comment, or subscribe, as is all would really help me and the channel out and get us one step closer to our 2,000 subscriber goal. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day and night, and remember, if I see another unoriginal rope joke in the comments, I give everyone permission to spam your comment with clown emojis for the unfunny chuckle nut you are, so just don't do it. Oh, also just Sayori or something.